I'm just going to ask you both to close your eyes. You've gone into enough trances now, so I want you just to take a couple of deep breaths. That's right. And as you do so, I want you to start from the top of your head all the way down to your feet. I want you to begin to relax as you're sitting here listening to my voice. Inhaling and exhaling. You can begin to relax slowly and comfortably because you've done this before, because you know where you're heading. And since you know where you're heading, you can make all the necessary adjustments to begin to drop down, because this is going to be a wonderful and useful experience for you, because you know that what you are asking here for me to do, to help you accomplish, it's a very important thing in both your lives. So as you know that, you can begin now to make all the adjustments to drop deeper still. That's right. You can make all the adjustments. You can say inside your mind, soften, relax, and do it in such a way that it resonates inside of you, so that you begin to go deeper still. The more you focus yourself on a pleasant, wonderful sensation, the more you will drop into a state in which you will be able to make powerful adjustments. Because you see, it is not important for you to go really deep in this trance as much as it is important for you to access the right state, for you to notice that maybe, just maybe, you've been repeating certain patterns. Just maybe, you've been doing certain things, saying certain things that are pretty much what you saw, what you heard from your parents and the people around you. That's right. Now, as you begin to go even deeper, that's right. I want you to realize that those patterns, although you were following them, repeating them, you can just that easily break the patterns. It is just a matter of asking yourself, what is it that you really want in a relationship? What is it that it's really important for you in a relationship? Would you really want these patterns to continue, or would you want new things to happen? Now, since you want new things to happen, you can start by making out a movie. You can start by building inside your mind a movie of how you want your relationship to be. And it might be something much more pleasant and wonderful. It might include feeling wonderful with the person you decided to be with. Whatever it is that you're going to be creating inside your mind, it must be a much better movie than the one you had before. Because see, if you learned by watching and listening to certain patterns, that only means that if you right now inside your mind begin to watch and listen to a new patterns, but in such a way that you do it in the trance state in which you can learn much faster, in which you can start to adopt inside not only your mind but your body, inside your whole structure, you begin to create this new and wonderful movie. Then it is very possible for you to start adopting new patterns. Because maybe, just maybe, the way you are, it's a wonderful way of being. But if you make a slight adjustment, and if you both do a slight adjustment in what you're doing, and you change your judgment about certain things, you might begin to realize that you can and will accept each other much more. Because that new movie that you are now creating and running inside your mind, it's going to be there for you. It's going to allow you to learn. Because now, as you are dropping even deeper still, as you feel how from the top of your head, you do all these adjustments to fall deeper still. That's right. You can go into a state in which you begin to learn, really learn these new patterns of behavior. Now, these new patterns of behavior are going to allow you to feel much better, are going to allow you to feel wonderful, because you will be enjoying much more of your partner. You will be able to do new things. And it is interesting the way this works, because unconsciously you can make all the adjustments so that if at any point you notice that you're sliding back into the old patterns, you will simply notice, and something inside of you will say, stop. And then you will begin to remember the new patterns that you will be having now. That's right. Because you might, at this point, decide that there's new ways of behaving, new ways of communicating. You don't need to change drastically. You just need to have more acceptance of each other. You just need to focus on the right things. See, when Richard was studying how people fall in love and how people fall out of love, he found out that people basically do certain things when we're falling in love. The person that we're falling in love with has great things, still has some not so great things. However, when we're falling in love, we only pay attention to those great things, and we make them bigger. We make them brighter. We make them so much more important. And we don't care about the small things. Now, people, when they fall out of love, they do the opposite. But the thing is, why do it if you now can decide to just focus on the good things? Just focus on the positives. Just focus on the things that make you happy. Just focus on the things that makes your partner happy. Because see, if you go back in time, you will remember that at some point you thought this was a great person. And even though you continue to think that, maybe you have forgotten a few things. So I want your unconscious now to make all the necessary adjustments so that your perspective changes in such a way that you place your attention on the good things. And you continue to match all those good things. If you take your timeline inside your mind in such a way that you arrange it so that you can only access the good things about your partner, not because you don't want to learn from the mistakes, but only because you want to change your perspective. You're both smart people. You're both pretty much aware of the things that are going on. So if now you place your attention only on the good things and you make those bigger, if you make those brighter, you're going to make it so that you will be in much better position to change all the patterns that had been in the past in the way. It is about overcoming certain obstacles. That's right. So as you're doing all this, I want you to really see, hear, and feel the new patterns, the new movie running inside your mind. Because not only at this point, but for the rest of this day and the rest of this night, you will continue to remember this new movie, a new movie of new patterns, new interactions between you both, enjoying it, making adjustments so that it becomes more and more a great team. Because you see, when I played tennis, it was very different to play singles than it was to play doubles. in order to play doubles, you need to have an understanding with your partner. You need to be able to know what your partner is going to do. You need to understand and know what is it that your partner is not going to do, so that you can help each other work much better. When I played doubles, I would always like to find partners that have certain ideas similar to mine, but also to have certain differences, because those differences make our doubles team much better. Those differences allowed us to win more matches, because, for instance, my volley was pretty good, my serve was okay, but maybe my return of serve wasn't that great. When I had a partner that had a great return of serve, that became a wonderful experience. That became something that allowed us to win a lot more matches. Now, as you do that inside your mind and you realize that you have a doubles partner that complements your skills, that complements all those good things that you have, and maybe, yes, maybe the other person is a bit more caught up into the details, and maybe the other one is a little bit more into the big things. Maybe one likes to joke more, maybe one likes to take things more seriously, but that's just complement things that you can make work perfectly together. Because as a doubles team, you can win so much more. You can win more matches. You can become much, much better. And this team will do it, because your unconscious is close enough to hear and respond and do all the necessary adjustments for you to make this work. That's right. The best doubles teams also do something important. They stick with each other even through the bad times. Because sometimes, yes, sometimes things could become complicated. But as any doubles teams know, if you stick to your partner, if you trust your partner, if you know the person is the right person for you, you will make sure that you win a lot more. Now, in a moment or so, I'm going to ask you to come all the way back to consciousness, but only for you to place your chairs in a different way and face each other. I'm going to count to 5, and as I do so, I want your unconscious to continue to work on these new patterns of behavior, thinking and feeling. Now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all the way outside. And I want you just to switch your chairs. That's right. That's perfect. And I want you just to close your eyes again. Exactly. That's good. And now, what I want you to do is a different dynamic. Right now, what I want you to do is to go back inside your mind and begin to remember when you first fall in love with this person. I want you to go all the way back to that moment when you felt the butterflies in your stomach, when you thought, ooh, when you thought whatever it is that you thought that make you desire this other person, that make you think, oh, she would be wonderful, he would be wonderful. And I want you to go back to that time and remember those things. What it was that made you think, oh, it's great. This person is magnificent. And I want you to remember those details. What is it that you thought back then? And I want you to remember it as if it is occurring now. And I also want you, since your unconscious is capable of doing many, many things, I want you to also remember the most pleasant experiences you've had together. Yeah, the ones that you would never told no one else. These are just for you and between you. I want you to remember the most pleasant ones, the most sexy ones, even the erotic ones. It is just for you. Just remember all the great things that you felt all the great things that you've thought. I want you to think about the things that you admire the most about this person. What it is that you admire from her, what it is that you admire from him. And I want you to take these feelings and I want you to start making them stronger. I want you to remember being in love, completely in love. And I want you to take that energy, start spinning it inside of you. I want you to remember this feeling and make it grow inside of you. It is something that is still in you, and you can make it stronger and stronger. And you can even imagine as if something comes out of your third eye and goes into the other person's third eye. Something that connects both hearts together. Something that makes you be 18. Something that makes you be joined together. I want you to remember how wonderful it is to have this person close to you. I want you to remember that this is the person that you fell in love with. This is the person you chose to share your life, the person you chose to do so many great things. So in a moment or so, when you're ready, I'm going to count to 3, and when I get to number 3, you will open your eyes and you will see the person right in front of you, because that is the person that you chose, and that's the person that you married, and that's the person with which you can create so many wonderful things, because this is the most wonderful thing you have. So 1, remember all those marvelous things, all the things you admire, all the things you love. 2, that's it, getting ready. Remember that, get the feeling growing, get it stronger. Now, with number 3, open your eyes and see each other. Open your eyes and look at your eyes. Yeah, that's right. Remember, this is the person that you chose. This is the person you're in love with. This is a person you admire. This is the person with which you can create so many wonderful things. And grab each other by the hands. Take yourselves, and at this point, send to each other this love. Imagine how you are sending it to the other person, how you can overcome any difficulties, how you can change your patterns, because you are totally convinced that this is the person you can do anything with, because this is the person with which you decided to create a family. This is the person that has so many things you admire, so many things that you have in common as well. And so remember now that this is the person you chose for the rest of your life. And make this moment count, because as Richard said a couple of years ago when he lost his wife, you never know when you're gonna lose this person. So forget about the fighting, forget about the stupid things. Take advantage that the person is right here with you now, and don't let that thing be a small thing. Make it big, make it huge, make it the most important thing, because when you feel this, when you know this, you can make this last forever. You can make this the beginning of the rest of your life. You can make this the beginning of new patterns. You can make this the wonderful opportunity you were asking for to make your life, your relationship, a wonderful one. So whenever you want to, you can hug, you can kiss, and you can, with that, say the commitment, I'm here for you, and we can make it, baby.
Our love was meant to be kind of love to last forever.
And I say that is a good note to leave this day with, and we can see each other tomorrow at 10 o'clock. Go and have fun. Go and enjoy your meals. See you tomorrow at 10.